Hello, and welcome to Talk to Downtown. My name is Courtney Wood. I'm the Economic Development Director for the Downtown Stockton Alliance, the 501c6 nonprofit property based business improvement district serving downtown Stockton. This series is intended to connect our business owners, property owners, visitors, and residents with the organizations, people, and resources which impact our community. Today we have special guest Jordan Feneck. He is the general manager for the Stockton Ports. I'm excited to talk with him today. We'll begin with having him share a little bit about his background and his role at the Stockton Ports. Then I'll go ahead and ask him a list of questions I've outlined for him. And at the end, we will open it up for viewers to go ahead and ask your questions. And we are doing something special today. So if you ask a question during the live on any of the platforms that we're streaming to, you will automatically be entered into a drawing for 2 Stockton Ports tickets for the July 25th home game. So go ahead, get your questions in, and I'll announce the winner at the end of the live. And with that, I want to say thanks so much, Jordan, for being here today. Welcome. Please tell us a little bit about your background and your role at the Stockton Ports.
Thank you very much for having me, Courtney. I'm excited to be here, and I always love representing the Stockton Ports and the Stockton community. A little bit about myself. I'm actually born and raised in Stockton. I've lived here my whole life. I grew up going to middle school here, went to high school at St. Mary's High School, and then I actually elected to go to University of the Pacific and spend my 4 years of undergraduate schooling there. Most people like to get out of their hometown for college, but I decided to stick around because I do truly have a passion for the city of Stockton. And actually, at my time at UOP is how I got my internship with the Stockton Ports. I studied sport management there, and part of my degree requirement was to have an internship. And one of my classes, it was my favorite class at college. It was sport marketing and promotions. We presented a promotional plan to the Stockton Ports. And I took it upon myself afterwards to go up to the general manager at the time and let him know that I was interested in an internship. And it worked out that I ended up getting one. That was right before kind of the world shut down in 2020. So, I thought that with the season being canceled and us working remote, I thought the intern would be the first one to go, but I was lucky enough to keep my job, and I worked my way up. I came back in 2021 as the community relations manager, which was my first full-time job out of college. After the 2021 season, I began a new role with the organization as the corporate partnerships manager. I handled all the sponsorship sales and activations around the ballpark. And then leading up to the 2022 season is when our general manager and assistant general manager both ended up leaving the organization. And I was presented with a really awesome opportunity for someone at my age. I was 23, 24 at the time. And, that's not something that anyone just gets all the time. So I was lucky and blessed, and I still am. And we made it through the 2022 season, and I was officially announced general manager in October of 2022 in preparation for this current season that we're in. So it's been a whirlwind of a ride. I wouldn't change it for the world, though. I've loved every second of it, and I've had a lot of new challenges, a lot of great experiences, and have met a lot of amazing people throughout the journey.
Awesome. Wow. Okay. So congratulations, on coming into this role, and very interesting to hear how you kind of worked your way from intern to where you are now. It's actually interesting. I actually got my job here at the DSA in a similar way, starting as an intern. It's very cool, from UOP.
To do it. And I mean, this is probably going to make me sound very old now, but even at 25, but I tell people in college all the time, put yourself out there and go ask for that internship, go ask for that seasonal job, because if you get that and you're able to show people what you're all about and how hard you work, that's how you're going to climb the ladder of success.
Exactly. Okay, so tell us now about the Stockton Ports. Who are the Stockton Ports? Tell us a little bit about the history of the team, because this has been around for quite a while.
Absolutely. The history of the Stockton Ports is one of the coolest things. A lot of people who are baseball gurus know a whole lot more than I do, but I love learning about it and love talking about it. So we are the single A affiliate of the Oakland Athletics, and that means that we're a professional baseball team, but we're a minor league development team. So there's multiple levels of professional baseball, and the point of that is there's so many baseball players that professional teams want to be able to get the best of the best, and they want to win, and they have the same goal in mind. So people climb the ladder, just like, you and I did when we started with internships. You start somewhere and you climb the ladder to get to the next level and ultimately get to in our situation, the Oakland A's, and playing in the show. So the Ports have been around since 1941 here in Stockton, and we used to play over at Billy Hebert Field before we moved to Banner Island Ballpark in 2005. And the Ports actually started as the Stockton Flyers was their original name. And after the 1941 season, heading into 1942, the California League, which is the league that we're in, put a pause on professional baseball because of the situation going on in the world with World War II. So after that completed and we were able to bring baseball back is when the Stockton Flyers kind of rechristened as the Stockton Ports. And that's a pretty cool fact of history that, we've been around since that time and have seen all of that. We've had different affiliations over the years with, the Stockton Mariners was a team name at one point, and then even for a brief stint in the late 90s, early 2000s, the Ports were known as the Mudville Nine, which is, has a Casey at the Bat logo, which is a famous poem that was written that people believe the Stockton Ports were the inspiration for. So there's a lot of a cool history, but yeah, the big thing, we've been at Banner Island Ballpark since 2005. It's been awesome over here. This stadium's beautiful, and I know I just gave you a deep history lesson on that, and I think it's funny because I've been here 3 years, but I'm talking about the team since 1941. So I've definitely done my research a little bit on this topic, just because I think it's so interesting.
Definitely. I mean, when I was kind of starting to look into the Ports a little bit, I didn't realize you had been around this long. So it was really interesting for me to learn, and I'm sure for others too.
Yeah,
Is there,
absolutely.
yeah. So with this history, and you kind of just shared an interesting tidbit, which I also didn't know about Casey at the bat. Is there anything else that you think people might be surprised to know about the Stockton Ports?
I think the biggest misconception about minor league baseball is that it's, super similar to other minor league operations where the parent club or the affiliate club kind of runs the business side of things as well. And that's one thing that I've noticed people are always really surprised to hear is that we are our own business. So we have our own ownership group and our own management team as the Stockton Ports and the business side of things. And our affiliation with the Oakland A's is really just on the field. So it's a cool thing to teach people is that we, the promotions that you see, the games that we have, the ticket sales that we do, and all the marketing, that all comes from the Stockton Ports and our organization. And the product on the field that people see is from our affiliation with the Oakland Athletics. So I know a lot of the funny story I always tell is a lot of when I got announced general manager, a lot of my friends were calling me up and asking me if I was, signing contracts, signing players, or making trades and sending people up and down. And I had to explain to a lot of them that that's not necessarily my role. My role is all on the business side of getting fans in here, giving them a great experience, and making sure that, we do our part in the Stockton community.
Awesome. So you kind of mentioned your relationship with the Oakland A's and how that affiliate kind of works. I wanted to ask you, how are the players chosen for the Stockton Ports? How are they drafted? How are they chosen to be selected for your particular team?
Yeah, that's a great question. We have a few different ways that we get players, and it's a very fast-paced environment when it comes to player acquisitions and player movement. But luckily, we have the Oakland A's farm development team that handles a lot of that. So, for example, there was just the draft, the Major League Baseball draft, and the A's selected Jacob Wilson and Miles Naylor with their first-round picks, and so those players got drafted and now will work their way up the minor league system. And their ultimate goal is to make it to the Oakland A's. There's also international signings, which is something that the A's do quite a bit. And that's why, anyone that comes to our game sees we do have a lot of players from different countries, which is really cool. And you can be an undrafted player but still get signed to the Oakland A's. And then when you get signed to the team, you still work your way through the farm system. And again, with the ultimate goal of making it to the show and being a big league Major League Baseball player.
Okay. And do you typically see anyone from the ports go straight to the A's, or do they have to work through the other teams first?
Most of the time they develop through the other teams. There's quite a few levels. So there's the complex league in Arizona for our case, which is where players usually go right after getting drafted. And then they come to us, which we're single A here at the Stockton Ports. And then if you do well here, you go up to what they call high A, which our team is in Lansing, Michigan. So you go from Stockton to Lansing, and then our double A team is in Midland, the Midland Rockhounds, and then AAA is in Las Vegas with the Aviators, and then from there you go up to the major leagues and play in Oakland. So you do see a lot of players go through pretty much every level. It's rare that players jump a level super quickly, just because it's all about development, and there's so many baseball players in the country and in the world that they really want to take the time to develop their players and make them the best prospects possible.
That makes sense. And how long do these players typically remain on the ports roster? Are they here for a year, 2 years?
Yeah,
What
I
do you
would say
see?
on average about a season or two. You can tell pretty early on if someone comes to the ports and just starts doing incredible right off the bat. You kind of know in the back of your head that they're probably going to get called up pretty quickly. Um, and it also, there's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. If someone on one of the higher teams gets hurt and they need someone to
Mhm.
come up, they'll come up faster. But usually it's about 1 to 2 seasons with the ports, and then you're on to the next level.
Okay. And right now on the roster, who would you say is a player to watch, or maybe a couple players to watch?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's funny that you mention it because we just had two of our stars get called up to high A
Awesome.
last year. Brennan Malone and Colby Thomas, who we're going to miss them here. They were so much fun to watch, and they were both just great guys in the locker room, seeing them and get to know them. But I'm really happy for them that they got called up. We still have Henry Bolte and TJ Schofield Sam, who are two position players on the ports. Henry Bolte plays in the outfield. He's kind of all over the place. And TJ plays first base, third base. And they're both incredible hitters, great offense, great defense, and also two stand-up guys. Really good to know. So those would be the two that if you're ever at a game here soon, you want to watch out for, because they're going to bring some excitement to the ballpark.
Awesome. And speaking of games, how many games are there in a typical port season? And I know that you're maybe halfway through. How many are left this year?
Yeah, the team plays 132 games, and they
Wow.
split it 66 home, 66 away, which is a crazy schedule. I mean, I give these guys credit for playing that many games in a season. We have 51 games left total in the season, and that's home and road. We have 27 home games left, so we have a couple coming up this weekend, and then we're off for a few more days and back at it towards the end of July.
Okay. And for anyone who's never been to a Ports game, what are your ticket prices just for one game? And also tell us about your season ticket packages.
Yeah, absolutely. Ticket prices for one game start as low as $13, and that's at the box office or online. And that's something that we pride ourselves in here. I say it all the time, but our goal is to provide affordable family fun. We don't want to break the bank of the community just to come out and enjoy some great baseball. So an individual ticket as low as $13, and then season tickets, I mean, I'm probably a little biased saying this, but I don't think there's a better deal anywhere else, because season tickets range from $500 to $850, and that's for 66 home games. So for as low as $500, I mean, that if you do the math on it, I'm not some crazy math whiz, but that's a really good price breakdown. And the whole goal of that is because we want people to come out to the games and enjoy themselves and enjoy being a part of the community here. We don't want, to be taking people's money and not providing them a great product. That's not what we're in this business for. We're in it to provide affordable family fun to the community.
Oh, definitely. I agree. It's very affordable and it's fun. Spend your whole day at the ballpark. I mean, really, what's a
Hmm.
better summer day?
Yeah, absolutely.
And as far as season ticket holders, beyond just having seats, are there any other benefits to holding season tickets?
Yeah, there's a lot of benefits, and we try to keep it fresh every year by changing it up and adding something different. But some of the staples that I think our season ticket holders love the most are the guaranteed giveaway portion of being a season ticket holder, which means that on all of our crazy fun giveaway nights when we do bobbleheads or hats or porch replica jerseys, if a season ticket holder isn't able to make it to the game, they don't miss out on the giveaway because
Oh,
we
wow.
go into it for them and they get to have it. So that's, I think I would argue that's probably the favorite amongst our season ticket holders. But then there's also other ones like early gate access and a special VIP gate, so they don't have to wait in line with the 1,000 people we have waiting for that same giveaway, right? On a Friday night, they can just walk in there their special gate, and then they also get a discount in the team store on anything that they purchase. So that's a really fun perk that we added for them. That we want them to be coming to games, but also repping the Stockton Ports. So we decided to give them a discount in the dock shop and allow them to use it and purchase any merchandise that they want.
I love it. A lot of fun benefits then if anyone's out there interested in maybe becoming a season ticket holder for the port.
Yes, you
And
should.
you
I agree with that.
do it. You have two programs outside of season tickets, just generally. You have the Silver Slugger program, so that's for seniors. And then you also have a kids club program. Can you tell us about those two special programs?
Yes, two of my favorite programs because it reaches so many members of the community. I'll start with Silver Sluggers. Our Silver Sluggers is for um, individuals 55 years and over. It's a program where you get a ticket to all Wednesday games. So most seasons will have, anywhere from 10 to 12 Wednesday games, depending on how our home schedule lines up. And it's only $40, which is that's one of the coolest things I think is it's $40. I was just talking about how good of a deal season tickets are. And then you take a look at a $40 package where you get a shirt, you get your special membership card, a ticket to all Wednesday games, and when you're at those Wednesday games, you get a special meal deal that includes a hot dog, popcorn, and a drink, all for another discounted price. So you really can't beat it. And
No.
it's fun to see. There's nothing better than a Wednesday night when most people would think, oh, it's a Wednesday night in the middle of the week. The crowd isn't going to be that great, but you look out and you see a flood of Silver Sluggers in their Silver Slugger shirts. This year, the shirts are royal blue. So if I pop into my office for a little bit on a Wednesday night just to do something during a game, and then I walk back out on the concourse, you see a flood of blue in the ballpark,
Oh
and
my gosh.
it's really cool. They get into it. We have this one group of Silver Sluggers that is by far the funniest group of fans I think we have, and they sit right behind home plate, and they get so into the game, and it's so entertaining to watch how excited they are and how passionate they are about Stockton Ports baseball. And I make sure to, give them kudos every time I see them for how much energy they bring to the ballpark.
Dedicated fans. I love that. I mean, $40 for 10 games. You
Oh
can't really beat that. If you're 55 plus, you might want to look into that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on that note, I mean, if you look at the opposite side of it, we have the kids club for the young kids as well, and that similar price, $40, but instead of Wednesday games, you get a ticket to all Sunday games because Sunday is our family fun day. And with that, you get access to the kid zone, which is our big inflatable slide and our bounce house. Ticket to all the games. You get to run the bases after the game. And then with the kids club, you also get a food voucher. So, even a little bit of a better deal. You get a hot dog, apple slices, and a juice box at all the Sunday games as well. So it's all about, similar to the Silver Slugger, it's all about getting people out here and bringing community members to the ballpark and showing families that, hey, especially in times like we're in today, like, hey, you can still bring your family out for an enjoyable experience without breaking the bank and without having to worry about pricing too much.
Definitely, a couple hours of fun for hardly any cash, really.
Exactly.
So, moving on from the tickets, I want to talk a little bit about Splash. So, Splash is your mascot. How is he doing? I heard he was missing earlier this year.
Yeah, Splash is back and he's better than ever. We did We did lose him for a little while. He went on a little hiatus from us. I like to say, but we got him back, and it looks like he, was on his way to the spa because he came back looking fresh, better than ever, and he's got that vibrant red fur. He got a new hairdo. His hair's sticking up, all nice. The big blue strands of hair. So his splash is all good. We're happy to have him home, and I think our fans are really happy that he's here as well.
Definitely. And I know that Splash makes public appearances. So if anyone's looking to have Splash come to their community event or anything that they're organizing, how could they kind of make that happen?
Yeah, Splash's favorite thing to do is to be out in the community, and we luckily have a great staff here who loves going out with Splash and meeting people and showing Splash around the town. So we have an info email. It's info@stocktonports.com, and that's the easiest way to request a Splash appearance, or by giving the office a call. Our community department does a very good job of making sure that we answer as many of those requests as possible. And like I said, we love being out in the community. We love bringing Splash out and seeing the joy that he brings on people's faces of all ages, from young kids to people who are silver sluggers. They all love Splash, and he loves the attention too. So, anytime you want Splash out, just give us a ring and we'll make sure it happens.
Awesome. And speaking of the community, you guys do so much within our community. Outside of just having the baseball team and the games, you're very involved in our community through several different programs. Can you tell us about those programs? How are you guys giving back?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great thing to hear. I really appreciate hearing that people recognize our community involvement because, as I said, being from Stockton and growing up here, one of my big goals as general manager has been to grow our community presence. And I think some of the big things that we do in the community all stem from what we call our anchor fund. It's our community fund that we raise money for consistently throughout the year. We take donations from fans. We also have certain events during the season, such as our root beer float day. Thanks to Dr. Amy Scriven, if anyone goes to her for their dental work. She helps us put on this day where we raise money for the Anchor Fund. And all of that money then is used to donate back to local nonprofits, donate to youth sports teams in the area, and also just kind of get people involved with the ports. It's a great way to get people connected. And so a lot of our programs that you'll see fall back on getting people out to the ballpark. So a lot of our summer reading programs or our Hit the Books, Baseball by the Books program, it ends with people getting tickets to come out to a Ports game on us. So that way someone who maybe wouldn't have been able to come to a game gets to come out and gets to experience what it's like at Banner Island Ballpark.
That's amazing. So you talked about the Anchor Fund, you talked about Baseball by the Books, and I want to now kind of ask you about Little League. Tell us about Little League sponsorship.
Little League sponsorships are some of the best things we do. I think any Little League who comes out to one of our Little League nights is entitled to a sponsorship through the Anchor Fund program. And a lot of times what we'll do is we'll work it out directly with the president of the Little League or whomever is handling the Little League night for that league. And we're happy to make a contribution back to support their Little League endeavors. And what we've transitioned to, which has worked really well with Little Leagues, is offering fundraising opportunities along with the sponsorship, to where if they come out to a Little League night, you can purchase tickets at a fundraising price and buy the block of tickets, and then you're able to go, sell them to your family members and sell them to your friends or other members of the league to come out to the game at whatever price you would like to. And we don't ask for any of those funds. Those are all funds that the Little League raises to help with new jerseys or help with field work or anything that they may need. They're able to do through our fundraising program and our sponsorship program.
Oh, awesome. And if there are any kind of coaches listening who might want that kind of sponsorship and support from the Ports, how can they get in touch with you to get that?
We have a Little League night banner on our website under the ticket sales tab. And again, I'll refer back to the info email and our main direct line of 209-644-1900. We have an incredible group sales department. We have an incredible community department, like I said, that will be able to get you all set up and get that all taken care of for you. And we're happy to do it. You get to have a little league parade on the field before the game. So, you get to bring your banners and have the team wear the jerseys. And we announce them all throughout the parade. We had, I think, earlier this year, we had a sellout Little League night where we probably had, like 50% of our sold out crowd was Little League players. So that might have been the largest parade that I've seen in my 3 years with the Ports. It was awesome though.
That's adorable. I mean, I'm sure it was really fun just seeing them all out there in the seats. Oh my gosh.
And they get to, meet the players and get to play catch with them and have a good time. And it's just seeing the look on their face is really, it's a very rewarding feeling for not just myself, but our entire staff as well.
Awesome. And I know that your organization does donate to certain organizations by request. If someone is interested, how can they get in touch with you? Should they use the info email as well if they're looking for some kind of donation for their organization?
Yeah, either that or with donation requests, we have a specific tab under the community page of our website that just says donation request. And it's a little brief questionnaire that you can fill out, and we get an automated response with it. And usually our turnaround time is less than a week. So if you put it in, we get the request and we put a gift basket together, get some ticket vouchers ready, and we're happy to donate it. And we contact you when everything's ready to be picked up, or we can even mail out. I know we've had, interesting enough, we've had some out-of-state people put in donation requests.
Oh, wow.
They liked our logo, or they had a tie to Stockton somehow. And we love to make it work. One of my big things is I try not to say no. I try to always find a way to make something work. So if you have a request, put it in and we'll see what we can make happen for you.
Awesome. And I know sometimes your games have specific kind of organizations that you might be giving back to or causes that you might be supporting. Are there any kind of upcoming games like that?
Yeah, our biggest one of the year in that sense is going to be Pink Night, which is in support of Dignity Health St. Joseph's Medical Center. So that's coming up here very soon. It'll be in August. And we're really excited for it because it's a staple of the Stockton Ports baseball team. And, with our partnership with Dignity Health St. Joseph's Medical Center, we've put it on for multiple years now. And what we do is the majority of the proceeds from that game go directly back to supporting breast cancer awareness and breast cancer research. So $1 from every ticket that's sold for the game goes back to Dignity Health, along with the jersey auction, because we wear specialty Pink Night jerseys and then auction them off to the fans after the game. The jersey proceeds go directly back to Dignity Health as well. We have a ton of other silent auctions throughout the night, and the whole point of it is to one, provide some more awareness for breast cancer, but also show our support that in the fact that we want to help find a cure. And we're lucky that we get to work with the Dignity Health crew. They always help us out so much and have done so much for us over the years. And it's one of those nights where, you finish the night feeling very blessed and very rewarded for what just happened. We finish it off with a great fireworks show, and we started doing a part of the game where it usually takes place right before, where the breast cancer survivors will take the field with the players, and do the national anthem from the field, and they'll do a balloon send off, and some will give testimonies about their story and their experience. It's overall a beautiful night that I'm very happy we get to be a part of every year.
It sounds amazing, and for such a good cause. What is the date of that upcoming game?
That's coming up on August 19th. So that'll
August
be
19th.
that'll be a Saturday night in August. That's part of our 12 games in 13 days that we have. So it'll be a busy 2 weeks, and capped off with an amazing Saturday night that hopefully the entire community can rally behind.
It's beautiful. Yeah. So if you're looking for a Ports game to go to, it sounds like August 19th would be one to enjoy, and know that part of your proceeds are going to, a great cause, a great
Hmm.
cause.
Yes.
Okay, so thanks for sharing a little bit about, all of the work you're doing in the community. Sounds like you're doing, a lot of different things, several different programs. Love to hear it. And now I kind of would like to talk about you and your role as the GM and kind of where you're hoping to take the ports. So, what are your goals for the Stockton Ports in the next maybe year or so? Is there anything new that we should be looking forward to?
Yeah, my goals honestly have been to bring back the electricity around Banner Island Ballpark and Stockton Ports baseball. I think COVID was very hard on um, a lot of local businesses in town, and it was tough because not having that season in 2020 kind of put us in a weird spot, and then coming back 2021 where we had a limited crowd, and even towards last season where there were still some lingering impacts of the
Yeah.
pandemic. So my goal this year has been to really show the community what we're all about. And we set a team goal with my staff of having 5 sellout crowds this season, which we hadn't had a sellout crowd since 2019, which was before I started. And so far, with still 27 home games left, we've had 3 sellout crowds. So
Awesome.
that has been such a fun experience to have. And I really just want to show people in the community that we're here, we're affordable, and we're a safe place to be. And there's no better place to spend your Friday or Saturday night than at the ballpark. I mean, that's my main goal. And it seemed to have been working so far, and I look forward to continuing. I couldn't do it without the staff that I have. I'm incredibly thankful for every person in our office, from the front office full-time staffers to our game day staff members who, help scan in tickets or help usher people to their seat. It's really a team effort, and I couldn't do it without everyone on the crew. So looking forward to many more to come.
Awesome. I love the goals. Let's see if people watching might help you contribute to 2 more sellout games this year. That would be awesome to
Let's
see.
make it
Love
happen.
it. So, what is it like for you to create cohesion among, the players, the coach, and the rest of your staff? Is that challenging since people are coming from so many different cities and locations?
Yeah, it's a challenge, but it's a good challenge. Like I said earlier, I get to meet a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds and really find a way to get everyone to mesh. And I think the hardest part that's been taking the most time for me to adjust to is that I'm younger than a lot of these people, and it makes it interesting on how that all is handled. But what I've learned is that respect is just the best way to go about everything that you do in life. And any situation that comes up, to create cohesion, if you handle it respectfully, maturely, and you stay on top of things, and you stay true to your word and don't go back on stuff that you say, that really helps with just getting everyone on the same team, bringing everyone together, and really creating an atmosphere, both on the field and off the field, that is positive, friendly, but also with the mindset of, hey, we've got a job to do, let's get it done.
Yeah, let's make it happen, but in a respectful way. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of your team, do you have any job openings right now or opportunities for volunteers?
Yeah, we are always hiring for game day staff members. That's something, and I know we only have a couple homestands left, but that's always an opportunity for people who want to get some experience at the ballpark, and that can be found directly on our website. And then heading into the off season is when we ramp up, like sales positions and marketing positions. So, Teamwork Online is where we post jobs, and we will most likely be posting some towards the end of the season, just to beef up the staff and make sure that we have the best crew in place. So stay tuned. Not yet for those full-time positions, but there will be some that are opening up here pretty soon.
Awesome. Okay. And in your position, what is like the most common question that you're asked, and how do you answer that?
Yeah, I think the most common question is what a day looks like for me, or what
Hmm.
exactly do I do, in a sense. And no one asks it in a bad way, like they don't think I'm not doing anything, but a lot of people are just genuinely curious on what a day looks like for me. And the funniest thing I always laugh about is I tell people I don't have a set day. I can never wake up in the morning and go, I know exactly what's going to happen today, because that would just be foolish in me. There's always something different. And I think that's one of my favorite things about what I do here is that every day is a new challenge, and a game day looks different than a non-game day. On a non-game day, I'll get to the office around 8:30 and I'll get to go home around like 6 p.m. I get to take a normal lunch and hang out and, kind of relax a bit. On a game day, I'm here at 8:30 and I'll be leaving the office around midnight or 1 a.m. and
Oh,
then
wow.
waking up the next morning at 7:30 again to be back into the office to do it all over again. And it's just one of those things where when you're dealing with opening up a ballpark that has fans coming in, you never really know what's going to happen, and you always have to be on your toes. And I think it's exciting. I think it's always a new puzzle or a new challenge. It's not me just coming to work every day and doing what I know needs to get done and then clocking out and going home. It's always exciting and always fun here.
It's flexible, it's exciting, things are changing all the time. It's kind of fun. It's almost like you're a player in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's when you look at games, a game could go under 2 hours or a game could go 4.5 hours. So you never really know what you're going to get once the game starts. And it's just even after the game when fans are leaving, you don't know what could happen. So I never really relax or know what I can never really say like this is how today went until I'm in my car going home for the night, because at any given time something can happen, and it's usually all positive, which is the best part about it. But it's just fun to always have that spice in life.
Yeah, it sounds exciting. And you've shared a little bit about some of the events coming up, but are there any other events or games that you really are excited about that you would like to share with viewers?
Yeah, absolutely. I think some of our big ones on August 11th, which is a Friday night, we are doing a replica jersey giveaway, which is always a really popular event. And I think that'll be something that's tons of fun. This year, we modeled the replica jerseys after the team's Friday dock jerseys, which is a navy blue style jersey that we only wear on Friday. So we figured why not give away the same style jersey on a Friday, so that way the whole crowd can be wearing it with the players. So I'm really
Oh,
excited
how
about
cool.
that. Yeah. So that's going to be a cool one. And I talk about walking out and seeing the Silver Sluggers in their royal blue shirts. It's going to be really cool as well to see everyone rocking the replica jerseys. And then we also have another staple with the Stockton Ports, which is our yacht cap giveaway. And that's the following Friday on the 18th. Every year we do a different style sailor yacht cap, and people love that. People come and they all want to wear it. They all want to take their pictures in it. So it's really cool to see our branding on that night as well. And we're thankful to the sponsors who help us make that happen. And the replica jerseys, Labode Incorporated, and the yacht caps, the Port of Stockton. So it's great to see other Stockton businesses that want to support the ports and support the community by offering these giveaways to the public.
Awesome. So, additional fun nights to kind of check out if anyone's looking to attend a Ports game for the first time, or if you just want to come back, for the second or additional times. So, I've got just a few more questions before we're going to move to the audience questions.
Okay.
And now I'd like to kind of move into downtown Stockton. So, what do you love about being here and having the ports here?
There's so much to love. I think to narrow it down, the biggest thing is the sense of community in downtown Stockton. The fact that you and I get to have this conversation right now in support of one another and in support of other local businesses, right? I think, you can go to your big cities and see your chain restaurants or your chain businesses that are on every street corner. But here in Stockton, specifically downtown Stockton, you have true community driven local businesses where people aren't necessarily just in it to make the money. They're in it to provide value to our community. And I think that's really a big part of the Stockton Ports as well, right? And everyone's a business, everyone's running their business, and everyone wants to be profitable. That's the goal. But, doing things for the community is truly a blessing, because it shows that the support is there and that you can support not just the community members, but other businesses in the community. So when being downtown, we have so many different community partners that are right around the corner from us that if I want to go pop in and say hello, I can pop right down and say hi to everyone. Courtney, if I wanted to come hang out with you, it would take me less than 5 minutes to get there. And
Exactly.
it's just, there's just a sense of beauty in that we're all so close knit and we're all right around the corner from each other, and that we're all here to support each other as well.
I totally agree. A sense of collaboration, we're all trying to work together to make downtown a great place to be and to have our businesses. Totally agree. Now, as far as Banner Island Ballpark, what makes it such a great location for the Ports and a fun place for fans?
Banner Island Ballpark is my favorite place on earth, I think. And I know that's a little biased, but it's just absolutely beautiful here for starters. This is a gem in the city of Stockton. Being here and overlooking the stadium and the water right behind us is just an unreal experience. And it's a very family friendly ballpark. We're very safe over here. We want people to come in. We have plenty of staff and security here that make people feel welcomed, make people excited to be here. We have, like I discussed earlier, the kids zone that's up and running on the weekends for kids to come out and play around. It's truly a beautiful place. And I think one of the things that sets us apart from other stadiums is our 360 concourse. So you can walk from, behind the press box, behind home plate to behind center field in one lap. And it's just a really cool thing. We always say that, because we had a fan, I think, map it out. One lap around the ballpark is a third of a mile.
Okay.
So we see a lot of fans during games doing laps around the stadium because you don't miss out on the game at all because it's 360. You can see it from everywhere that you're walking. So people will do their laps, and I just saw the other night there were two teenagers that were trying to have a competition with each other over who could do more laps throughout the game. So I think I stayed in my little spot behind home plate for about an inning, and I must have seen them go by like 2 or 3 times just because they were speed walking throughout the entire ballpark trying to beat the other person and how many laps they could take. And it's cool to see. You don't see that everywhere you go. You see, a lot of times you see people sitting in their seat watching the game and kind of just being there to be there. But at Banner Island Ballpark, people are there to see the game, but also to enjoy the atmosphere and enjoy the experience.
Oh, definitely. I didn't realize it was rare for a stadium to be like that, or like a baseball diamond to be like that. It really is open. Like you feel like you can see everything from almost anywhere. And I totally agree. If anyone hasn't been to Banner Island Ballpark, like on a summer afternoon, summer evening, it's really beautiful. You can see the waterfront right there, the sunsets, like you're enjoying your popcorn, you're watching a baseball game. It's just a great experience to have locally. Totally agree. In your opinion, is there what do you think is the best seat in the house?
I would have to say, from the GM standpoint, every seat in the house is the best standpoint, or is the best seat. But from my personal standpoint, you can't go wrong with right behind home plate. Sitting right behind home plate is something that I think is a staple in the history of baseball. You get to see the whole field right in front of you. You get to call balls and strikes. And, being at a single A stadium where it's a lot smaller than being at a big league stadium, you get to hear the chatter on the field. You get to hear the umpires talking to the players. You get to hear, the pitcher and catcher communicating, or you hear the live crack of the bat. And it's really something special. And I think people, I didn't even realize it until I just went to a San Francisco Giants game not that long ago. And we had really good seats, thankfully. But even being as close as I was, it still didn't feel as close to the field and to the players as I am when I'm at Banner Island Ballpark. And I think it's because the size of a single A stadium is just smaller, and you really feel like you're involved in the action. You get to hear the manager in the dugout arguing a call, or you get to hear the players talking to each other, congratulating each other after someone hits a home run. It's really something special.
I love it. Okay, so right behind home plate. Okay.
Right behind home plate. You can't beat it.
And kind of talking about downtown a little bit more, are there any favorite lunch spots that you can kind of give a shout out to here in downtown Stockton?
Quite a few. I think I'd have to pick like two or three. Nash and Tender's definitely up there. I think that's a great spot to go. Um, I love John's Deli. That's one of my favorite places. That's very quick drive from the ballpark. And then and then you can't go wrong with Nena's. Nena's over just that Friday. I could swim there from behind the office if I wanted to. You just jump in the Delta and swim right over there, and I probably would do that if I had to.
Right? Hop on a little pontoon or something,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
float your way.
But yeah, I would pop over there anytime.
Awesome. Thanks for giving a shout out to those businesses. And now, just to kind of wrap up my question section, how can the community support the work that you guys are doing at the ports? What's the best way for them to do that?
That's a great question, and I think the easiest answer for that is to come out to a game and be involved with the Stockton Ports here at a game by showing your support. The message I pass along to my staff all the time is that we couldn't do this without our fans. Everything we do stems from our fans, our community partners, our sponsors, and that's the best way to support us is to come out to a game and enjoy yourself, and then to go tell your friends to come out to a game, because we will feel the most support when we have our stands filled and people coming and cheering on the team and cheering on what we do for the community, because everything that we're able to do stems from getting fans in the ballpark and getting them here to enjoy their experience and getting them to come back. So, buy a ticket, come out, support us, and have some fun while you're here.
Come on down. Come to downtown. Come to Banner Island. Watch the ports play. It's a fun experience. Awesome. Okay, so if people want to get in touch with you about anything you've shared about today, what should they do? How can they do that?
I think the best way to contact me is via phone call or email. I'm generally very open to taking calls, and I'm usually very good at getting back to my emails. I have a goal to never leave my office with unread emails. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's a lofty goal. Sometimes I don't always accomplish it, but yeah, feel free to email me anytime. That will be the best way. Or if you ever just want to chat, call our main line, which is the 644-1900 number, and go ahead and ask for Jordan. And if I'm available and able to chat, I'm happy to do it.
Awesome. Thanks, Jordan, for answering all of my questions. I appreciate it. And at this time, I want to remind everyone that this video has been streaming live to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn, where we are at Downtown Stockton. It has also been streaming live to Twitter, where we are at Downtown STKN. And we're now ready to move into the audience questions and comments section. So I want to remind everyone as well that we're doing something special today. So if you type in a question for Jordan, you're going to automatically be entered into a drawing for 2 Stockton Ports tickets for the July 25th game. So make sure you're typing in those questions, typing in those comments, and I'll be announcing it before we wrap up the live. Okay, so are you ready to see questions from the audience, comments from the audience, Jordan?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay. So the first one I see here is from Michael's Heavenly Sweets on Instagram, and they're saying, super cool, a fantastic way to get your steps in, talking about what you were sharing about the concourse. Love it. Great community. Awesome. All
Absolutely.
Right. Thank you so much, Michael's Heavenly Sweets. And we've got another comment here from Mad Susan on IG saying, Stockton Ports recycling efforts are great. Okay, can you tell me about that? We hadn't touched on recycling.
Yeah, recycling is, I got to give the credit to our food and beverage service on that. To be honest, I'm not going to take credit there, but we have a great relationship with Professional Sports Catering, who does our food and beverage, and Pepsi, who's a proud sponsor of us, gave us some Pepsi-looking bottles that we were able to recycle bottles and cans with there as well. So, it all stems back to doing our part in the community. I think that's just another testament to my crew and my staff on the efforts we put in. So thank you for the recognition.
Awesome. Thanks, Mad Susan. Okay, we've got another comment here. This is from someone called Jay Cutts. They say, what's up, Jordy?
Hey Jason, how you doing, man?
All right,
Jason,
sounds like
Jason
someone you
works
know.
hard.
Good. You have to have the staff supporting the lives. You have
Yeah,
to.
there you go.
Thanks, Jay Cuts. Okay, so we have another comment here from Big Certain on IG. They're saying, proud season ticket holder right here. They're the best.
Yeah, that's Jay and Lauren McCrary. They're also the best. So shout out to you guys for joining and for listening. I love seeing you guys at all the games.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Big Certain. Okay. And we've got a question here from Sean Chatrath Film on IG. So the question is, has there ever been discussion of moving the Ports to a high A or AAA team?
That's a really good question, and I think a lot of that stems from I've been getting that question a lot with the Oakland Athletics announcing their move to Vegas because their AAA team is currently in Vegas, and that would be an interesting kind of lineup to have both of them in the same market. So nothing as of now, to be completely transparent. I could, this is all speculation. I could see that discussion taking place in the future. But right now we're staying with single A, and we're happy to be in the league that we're in and have the support that we have. But that's a great
Okay.
question.
Yeah, and it looks there's a follow up here as well from Sean Chatrath on IG, and they're asking, does the A's Vegas relocation have any impact on the Stockton Ports? So is it impacting at all the relationship there, the move?
No, it's not, and we're very lucky to have the relationship that we do have. We back in 2020, we announced that we signed an affiliation agreement with the A's for a long-term deal, and so we're set in our affiliation. We're going to be the Stockton Ports are going to stay around. They're going to be here in town, and they're going to be providing the same fun that we always provide year after year. So for our fans, for our community, there's nothing to worry about with the relocation. We're going to be here, and we're going to be playing baseball for many seasons to come.
Good. Happy to hear it. Happy to hear you're staying here. Love it. Okay, and this is another comment from Big Certain on IG saying GM Jordan.
Yeah.
Nice shout out again. We've got Mad Susan again on IG saying go Ports. Love it.
Go
Love
Ports.
it. And Miranda's pressure washing on IG saying hello. So
Hi, Miranda's pressure washing.
greetings. Okay, so let's see. That was IG. Let's see if we've got any other questions or comments on Facebook. Okay, we do have a comment here on Facebook from Jalen White Gosner saying thank you for what you do in the community.
Awesome. Thank you for the support.
Love to hear it. Okay, and here's a question from Ron and Veronica on Facebook. Is there going to be any more fireworks?
Oh, absolutely. Every Saturday game that we have left at home. So there's about 4 or 5 more fireworks shows.
Awesome. Okay, I love to know that. So Saturdays is the firework day. Is that
Saturday,
all summer?
that's every Saturday game throughout the season. We have fireworks shows, and then also on opening night and on July 3rd or July 4th, whatever day we have. So we usually have about like 13 to 15 fireworks shows a year, depending on how the schedule lines up.
Okay.
But yeah, every Saturday you can count on.
Exciting. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
thanks for the question, Ron Veronica. The same person on Facebook says it's a beautiful ballpark, and also that it sounds like a gate to heaven. So that is cool.
I agree.
Okay. And I've got a question here. This one is from Jilan White Gosner. How do you pick ball boys or girls?
That's a great question. We hire them, so it's a job. It's actually a paid job that you could have. The qualifications just have to be you have to be over 14 years old, and you have to be ready to be on the field with the players in the dugouts and running around to get the bats and balls from the team. So if you're interested, it's one of those things where you can apply online under our employment application section, and our stadium operations manager who oversees all that will be in touch about getting that set up.
Awesome. Interesting question. Yeah, good to know. It's a paid position. Love to hear that. We've got a comment from Mike Huber saying go Ports. So recognize him as well. And it looks like we've got just one more question here. And this is from James Cole. Is Splash a monster or a Delta creature?
That's a great question. Splash is definitely not a monster, so I would go with Delta Creature on that. The story of Splash is that he did kind of just pop up out of the Delta that's behind my office here and showed up at the ballpark, and we took him in and started feeding him. So that's how we ended up with Splash. We'll go with Delta Creature. Definitely not a monster.
Okay, good question, James. Now we know. Now we know.
Yes, James, that was a great question.
Okay, so it looks like I don't see any additional questions or comments. So I want to say thank you to everyone who did ask a question or did post a comment for showing your support of the ports. And I want to go ahead and announce the winner of the Stockton Ports ticket giveaway. Okay, so the winner is going to be Jelon White Gosner. So
Nice.
go ahead. Yes, congratulations. We're going to be in touch with you to give you your tickets for the July 25th game. So awesome. Congratulations. And thanks everyone for participating. And at this time, we're going to wrap up the live. So, Jordan, is there anything else that you'd like to share about the ports, about anything that you do with the team or just the organization itself before we wrap up?
I just want to thank everyone in the community for the constant support. Courtney, I want to thank you and the Downtown Stockton Alliance crew for having us on here and for always being true supporters of us. But yeah, we have plenty of home games left this season. There's plenty of time to come out. You can't find affordable family fun anywhere better than you can here. I'll tell you that. I'm a big supporter of the Stockton Ports. I love what we do for the community, and I'm very proud to be in the position that I'm in, and I want to keep providing that opportunity for the community. So please come out, show your support. I look forward to seeing you all here, and make sure that you come say hello to me when you do come to a game. I'm usually right behind home plate. As I said, those are the best seats in the house. So I'm hanging out there, making sure everything's going all right. So come say hi. I love meeting fans and love meeting other members of the community. But yeah, thank you truly for all the support to everyone. And Courtney, thank you again for having me here.
Of course. Well, thank you, Jordan, for taking the time out to answer all of these community questions, to answer my questions. And thanks for the work that you've been doing. You know, it's great to see what the ports are doing in our community. And thanks everyone who tuned in. If you want to learn more about other ports ticket giveaways, because we do have a partnership with the ports, go ahead and follow the DSA on all of our social media platforms, because we give out home game tickets throughout the season. So stay tuned on any of those platforms to learn when we're doing those giveaways. And thanks again, everyone. And with that, I would just like to say, have a great day downtown. Thank you.